The best thing to do is to go for it and not care, then
Yeah.
to go for it again.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You know, I seen this poodle trying to hump this collie. Oh my God, it was the best thing, dude. He had just got his nails done. They took him to the groomer. He was the muddiest dog. He kept falling off that collie's ass, and his tongue would be hanging out, and he couldn't wait to try to jump back up there. You know, and that's the attitude we need to have.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, like if at first you don't succeed, try again.
Well, it's awesome to have you in the studio, man.
Yeah, it's awesome to be here.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. That cane is insane too, by the way.
Thank you, bro. I
That's
took
awesome.
I was trying to find some original, something original, playeristic, and I seen it in St. Louis, and I didn't know if it was some cult I didn't know about. I'm like, so I asked the girl working there, I was like, is this some kind of Satan worshiping symbol or something? She like, no, it's just some old cool playeristic ass shit. I was like, all right, let me get 3 of them then. You know what I'm saying?
That's cool, man.
Well, thank you.
So we were reading up on you and stuff on your background, and so you're a guitarist and a drummer too, right?
Yes.
That's cool. What got you into music originally?
Well, the first thing I remember about life is singing, and then my grandfather was a preacher, so it's like we lived in church, and I always got whoopings from running around there like grabbing on the girls and stuff. So I figured if I participated, I could stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like I learned how to play the drums, but all the little boys in church play the drums, so it was a lot of competition. If somebody a little older than you you get booed, you get the sticks took from you. You know what I'm saying? But I noticed how not that many people in my church played the guitar. So the more you played an actual instrument, the more you could play longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Do you still play now, or?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I play on stage. I don't play for my own pleasure no more. I need to.
Okay.
I forget to. If I'm at home, I'm looking at TV or messing with a car or something. I need to start like hooking my guitar up and playing it.
Yeah, I'm not good enough to play on stage, so I only play for my own pleasure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
It is fun playing music though. Instruments are magical.
Yeah, they are, man. They calm the savage beast and they bring people together.
Yeah. When did you start singing and rapping and producing music?
Well, I've been singing, church songs all my life. I wrote my first rap song in '86.
Wow.
Yeah, '86. Lottie Dottie was out. I don't know if y'all know Lottie Dottie.
Oh, yeah.
Lottie Dottie. We likes to party.
Party.
Yeah.
We don't cause trouble. We don't bother nobody. And it was this girl named Carrie. She had like she was perfect. She had all kind of new jumpsuits and tennis shoes now. But you know what I'm saying? She had a slight mustache. And so I wrote my first parody. Instead of Lottie Dottie, I wrote Harry Carey. Yeah, man. Yeah. The kids love that. I finally shut Carrie ass up, man.
That's funny.
Yeah, I was just thinking how like I looked at myself as having potential for being a rapper, but to them kids at Raymond Elementary, I was already a rapper. Like minus, you think you need the gold chain and you think you need the Kangos and the gold chain, but you don't. Like a lot of regular people was like, that's a good rapper right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah.
I read something that when you were in maybe middle school or high school, you got suspended. Your teacher suspended you, and you actually wrote a song about her, and it sold 400 copies.
Yeah, man. She, she took in. I didn't get it. This kid told a joke. It was funny, but I don't think I was wrong neither. He was like, hey, Joby. He was like, what do you call a black Smurf? I'm like, what? He goes, Smigger, And the shit was funny, right? But I laughed while I flipped him off, and then she was just like, I'm like, wait a minute, like I thought I took that pretty good, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, that was like my last straw. So I got booted after that one. And there were some other times when sagging was in style, it still is. They don't do it right now, but but back sagging was in style, and I was a great sagger. I didn't do all that shit down here by your kneecaps and stuff. It was kind of like the 50-yard line of your ass, you know what I'm saying? I had my clean underwear on, and, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
I could hop fences and play basketball. But after I got to the school, everything I did became a new school rule not to do. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they
Trendsetter.
Huh?
Trendsetter.
Whatever you want to call it, you know what I'm saying? Law passer.
Yeah.
What they call them dudes?
Rule breaker.
Law passer.
You set the standard of what they did not want, apparently, right?
Yeah, and now it's like I see all them kids, everybody's sagging now.
Yeah.
And I don't even do it no more. I put my suit on like, get the fuck out of here.
So last night, legitimately, this skinny white dude's right in front of me, and I literally saw he had white boxer briefs on, but white with a shit stain.
No,
but they were down to the backside of his
no,
thigh.
No, you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, and they were down to the backside of his thigh, and I'm like, this guy can't do. There's no way he could defend himself. He couldn't run. He could it doesn't even make sense at this point.
Dude, I could hop fences. I could play basketball. I could dunk on people while I was sagging. Like I thought I was UNLV, like Stacey Augman or
Larry Johnson.
Yeah. And I prided myself on sagging because you didn't want your shorts too high when you did a good play. So you dunk on a dude and shit all sagging. Did
you play a lot of ball when you were younger?
Yeah.
What do you do now with your free time? When you're not touring, making music, what's that Zen thing you do?
If I'm not making money, I'm at home. I just like to be home and I do whatever, I like to low ride. I got this thing. I feel like if I just go cruising, I'm gonna get in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta have a purpose. We need ketchup for the weenies. Wow. But I gotta have a purpose. I can't just go riding, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So any excuse to get anything from the store or anything, I pull out my lowriders. I like to ride them. I like to write and record still. You know what I'm saying? I like to read.
How often do you write?
As much as I can. Not that often no more because stardom done kind of consumed like that little free time.
Yeah.
Before you make it, you're in jail, you're at the bus stop, you're working a security guard job late at night, you got several places where you can write. But now it's like, I still write, but most of the time like somebody has to pay me and I have to block out the time. It's more like a trade now.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so you write for other people too?
Whoever.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you what's your writing process?
It depends. Sometimes if I have a story to tell, I can write a song without hearing any music because I know what I want to tell.
Yeah.
And then sometimes my favorite way to write is what I call rubbing the hip hop crystal ball. Like I play an instrumental and try to rub the ball and determine what the instrumental is telling me to say. Okay.
That's cool.
Those are the fun ones.
Yeah, I heard James Maynard Keenan say that he writes like that. He'll listen to they'll play the melody and he'll just listen to it for hours and hours and hours. And he said he listens to it until it speaks to him.
Yes,
so that's cool.
Yeah. I like to do that. That's fun. But then sometimes like when I know what I want to say, then I just say it. Just like bums used to stay in the slums of L.A. By the way, gangbangers killing each other for reps, selling rock cocaine on my doorsteps. I know what I'm trying to say, so I don't need no music. Then after I get through writing it, I'm like God. I've created a naked body. Now I need a dress for this naked body.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right. Well, I get to looking at what I wrote, and usually when I write like that, I do an interpolation because there's a song that's already out that's saying what I'm trying to say in these lyrics.
Yeah.
So like on Palmdale, there's a song called Spring Love. And when I hear that, it reminds me of Palmdale High girls teasing their hair before class and everything. So like after I got through writing it, I could just hear it. Boom, 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 boom.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you visualize a lot of this stuff too when you're writing?
You got to.
Yeah.
So you got to be your own worst critic before Mr. Internet get a hold to you.
Yeah,
he's out there. He's gonna get you. Yeah.
Now you grew up in South Central LA, right?
Wow.
And then how long did you live in LA before you moved to, was it Mississippi and then back to LA?
I stayed in South Central. And I moved to Palmdale. Came back to South Central. And I moved to Mississippi like around maybe like October '99.
Okay.
October '99.
So how old were you? How did you grow up in South Central LA? Like your whole childhood there, or
No, just a little bit of my junior high, and I was starting to get in some real bad trouble. So my dad moved me up to Palmdale.
Okay.
And then I stayed there through like high school.
Oh, that's cool.
And after that, I moved back down to LA to just to try to make it rapping.
Yeah.
And then I thought I had to go out the box and experiment with Mississippi. Maybe I could make it there. Like I know when you think about making it in the industry, LA is the entertainment capital. So it's ideal to think you're going to make it from LA.
Sure.
But there's a lot of competition. Everybody's a star. The dude that waits your table will juggle chairs.
Yeah.
So like, but in Mississippi, nobody wants to be an entertainer down there. They're like, I just got out of work and got me a beer. You sing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I had a place to showcase.
Right. So you usually get seen in a smaller scene.
People appreciate you more in a smaller town, in an uncool place. That's what I've learned.
Yeah.
Most cats want to go to Vegas and New York City. I want to play in Mosquito, Mississippi tonight because it's easy to promote in that little town.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
It's going to be a lot of people come out.
They appreciate you. They value
Yeah,
you.
you're a big deal to them.
If you were going to start over now and you had to, if you were a young artist starting now, what advice would you give somebody? Would it be the same thing? Stay in the small town? I mean, I guess the internet changes that a little bit too, right?
Yeah, don't get me wrong. If somebody calls you and pays you and bring you to the big city, fine. But I would tell them to go where you're appreciated at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If a hooker's not liked on Sunset Boulevard, I know a couple truck stops that'll love her. You know what I'm saying? And I hate to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man. You go down to a little town and you get down for them, man, they appreciate it, So
Yeah.
don't too much come through there like that. And, it's a big deal.
That's especially true today with everything's so digital, so you don't have to be in the hub of the art to create the good art, to be seen.
No, you could be anywhere.
Everything's accessible.
I made it out of Mississippi on the internet. I'm like the first rapper or first like musician to blow up on the internet.
Wow.
So it's like.
Well, yeah, you kind of blew up right at the right time too, right?
Yeah.
In the beginning of the internet.
Yeah, it was Napster. Napster was like the first YouTube.
First streaming service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First little YouTube people was playing it on there. And it was all over the place. And it's like this. Some people are going to dub your album, but some people are going to go down there and buy it.
No,
right.
Like I know, like I had this dude show me the difference between my tape I recorded off the radio and his album that he got from the store. He was like, you hear all the hissing in yours? You hear this, you hear that? He was like, now check out mine. And there was no hissing, it was hitting right. So I began getting addicted to hearing my music like that. Like I cleaned my heads, I did everything until I didn't really like no raggedy
Just want a clean
raggedy
sound.
tapes. Yeah, man.
That's
So like so even though a lot of people just played the song, a lot of people went down there and bought the album.
oh.
Yeah. You got some people that's gonna play your music on the radio and don't spend no money with you. Then there's another group of people that's gonna hear it on the radio and know it's available and go get it.
Where does your music do the best now? Do you make the most on the road, or do you make the most through the streaming services?
Both of them. You know, like people are paying me to come sing that song, and they got that song in the car.
Oh yeah.
They want some other kind of experience. So I'm happy about that. And streaming services, yeah, man, I still get checks from ASCAP, Universal.
Oh wow.
Yeah, man. It's beautiful. I thought it'd be done ran dry by now, but I don't think it ever will.
No, yeah.
No.
There's always new generations coming along that will pick up on it.
I think that's partly because some of what you wrote is just iconic and it's timeless. It's not part of it's like this discovery of self, right? Like you're going through and people, life is difficult, right? Like I don't care how much money you got, everybody can relate to some of the words in your music, right?
Yeah.
So I think that is the biggest thing. And so like when some of the people I've been talking to when they found out you're coming, yeah, they can. I mean, nowadays, man, I can listen to anything on this phone, right?
Right.
It's easy, but there are a lot of people that I know that I went to school with that never had the opportunity because when you blew up, they didn't have the ability to go see you. So like for them, it's like it means something different to them.
Yes.
Right. So I think there's a level of respect. And then what's interesting too is I've got people that are twice my age and half my age, and they know, right? And my dad was telling you earlier, my little brother was just off the cuff, just lyrics, right? I think that shows you something. Like, it doesn't matter if you're 80 or 18, they know who you are, right?
Yeah.
So I think you're right. I think those checks keep coming.
Yeah,
it's
man.
impressive. I know, you don't need me to tell you that, but I think it's an amazing thing.
Dude, I'm blessed. You become a rapper. Some rappers don't get checks no more, man. They come out, they was hot, people forget about them.
Yep.
But they was talking to that chick, that chick that says "Cash Me Outside."
Oh yeah.
They was talking to her, and they was like, Ice Cube, and she like, who is Ice Cube? But then she was like, Code 45.
That's right.
It's funny. I go back to L.A. and there's young little cholos that don't know who Ice Cube is, but they know who Snoop Dogg is.
Yep.
And I guess you, as a rapper, you want to do that little thing to where you're around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you live on into eternity, right?
Yeah.
Well, you're an artist, so
Yeah.
you're expressing your art, your ideas.
Man, it's good when some of these old movies stay around.
That's right.
Coming to America.
Oh yeah.
It's
Great
still around, man. Godfather. Ain't going no Scarface. Old ass, get the fuck out of here ass movie, man. Little kids be acting like that shit just came out. Where's that? I tell you, it's I said. He said, sanitation. I said a sanitarium. But that movie, it don't get old.
Yep.
And something about it keeps it around.
Well, I think too there was, in our generation, there were more gatekeepers, so it was harder to get your music out there. So if you actually made it, like it's a lot harder. It was a lot harder to make it 20 years ago than it is today. So there was less art out there, less music available. So it was probably an advantage, that your music is that you actually made it, because it was only like the best of the best made it back then.
Man, what I liked was when I learned how to sell out the trunk. One thing I like about selling out the trunk, you can't control that. You don't know, dude, if you sell 10,000 CDs times $10, that's like $100,000.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money for a khaki sagger. I can't even pronounce that. 100. I think I seen $5,000 in one place at one time.
Nice.
But you sell 10,000. If you sold 50,000 CDs out of your trunk, you had $1 million. Whether a motherfucker like you or not, sorry, cousin.
Yeah.
Whether a guy like you or not,
it don't make it fuck. Yeah.
If you can go to Dakota and people get off work and they breaking bread with you, you playing all their festivals, you're playing Susie's birthday party, Jimmy's having a fucking bachelor party, you moving yourself around and applying yourself, you could make some serious money. But if you keep trying to slip Dr. Dre a cassette, he may or may not think you're Snoop Dogg or Eminem. Right.
And
you know what I'm saying?
You can't manipulate selling out of the trunk either. No. Somebody's only going to buy it if it's good. There's no manipulating the algorithm when you're selling it out of the trunk.
Man, you know what I'm saying? The best thing I did was I realized that Too Short, DJ Quick, NWA at the Rhodium swap meet. Those guys were selling out the trunk of their car because nobody was gonna sell that shit. But then I started watching them get deals different ways. Like they'd be already rich, and then a company would try to get with them because they already got something. Like you're like a lion eating a zebra. And a hyena comes up with a suit and a briefcase. Like, how you doing? That's what, hey, how you doing? That's kind of like what it was. So the best thing I could realize, I think that's what gave me the encouragement to leave LA, the capital, and just, people get their Burger King check. If he likes my song, he buy it.
That's right.
Well, there's also some benefit in building yourself up to a certain level where you have independence. So if somebody does want to put some money your way, you can negotiate with them.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You always want to, man, you sign all these little funny pieces of paper and people take you from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you always want to be able to say, no, I can do this. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? No, I ain't going to do that because that's going to tie me up. Or you can tell them, I used to tell guys like, look, man, you don't have to tie me up in a contract for us to make money together. You're going to make money.
Right.
Don't try to tie me up in a contract. Let's do this. You're going to make your money. Bam, 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 bam. That's what you want to make is money. So let's go ahead and make the money.
Right.
But you don't have to tie me up and,
So what you're saying is you want a belly-to-belly relationship where man-to-man you guys can have an agreement and move forward, and it's mutually beneficial, right? And somebody's not trying to trap you into something. Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with being right. Like Walmart's going to sell to everybody.
Yeah.
Walmart ain't going to be exclusive to this dude. Walmart's going to be like, how you doing?
Yeah.
How you doing, Mr. Trump? Or come on in, Mr. Crackhead.
Yeah.
He gonna take everybody's money.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so that's what you want to be. You want to take everybody's money.
Right.
So I got to tell you then. So like I know I've been hearing a rumor about a new video. Can you speak about that at all? Something you're working on?
Video.
I think what you heard about is the new Vice doc that just came out.
Oh yeah.
About the song and all of that. It was really good. It was I watched it a few times. It popped up before I even knew you were coming in, which was very cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm happy about that.
I heard something like already like 1 million views or something crazy, or there at it.
Man, it should be 1.5 right now.
Is it 1.5?
I would say.
Yeah, it's 1.5.
Yeah,
6 days. It's called The Story of Because I Got High by Afroman, and they do a really good job of showing some different parts of you that I don't think a lot of people know, and talking about where you come from, how you made the music, and what you're doing now as far as all the business and stuff like that. It's pretty dope, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Very cool.
Yeah, man. I got mad, dude. They came and we filmed that damn near like 2 years ago. They was just walking around with me. They was pulling the covers back, getting in the bed with me. I'm like, go home? The fuck out of here, man. Yeah, dude.
Are you happy with the portrayal? The way that you're looking in, the way they did? Yeah.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? I was looking good. You know what I'm saying? They went over my little house. I think that was pretty entertaining.
Yeah, it was dope, man. It was good to see.
Green walls and floors and shit. people like that little type stuff. You know what I'm saying?
It's
And
intimate.
I like that it's real. You know, like I respect that it's real. You know, it's not because I've seen some people that do some videos and they rent a house, they do this, they do that, and it's not their stuff, or it's not them. It's not really their decorations.
right.
I would much rather something that shows more, speaks more to who you are and what environment you're comfortable in, and
Yeah, man.
like the cane. Like that's a personal thing that, that's not somebody else. That's you. I like that.
Right. Thank you, man.
Self-expression.
I got one more question I got to ask. Well, I got you because I'm thinking. I don't know. I want to insult you, but I feel like 100 grams right there. What are we thinking about?
What's that?
And I feel like you've had that piece for about 20 years, and I
This
feel like
right here?
I feel like what are we thinking? 100 grams or?
Man, I don't know. Like I did this video called Thunderfuck. It's a Alaskan strain.
Ah,
Oh yeah.
And so when I did the video, the guy gave me a nug, one of his nugs dipped in gold.
that's
You know what I'm
awesome.
saying? It was, it was like
yeah.
a cool little piece.
I
you
like
know?
it. Yeah, I like it more. Yeah.
You know what? I get more compliments on this than this. Like, I'm scared to leave them like on the same shelf.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
this train's gonna beat up this one. Like, you know?
That's funny. You're an entrepreneur too, right?
Yes, I don't have a job. I have no choice.
I like it.
But you do own a couple of companies, right? Don't you own a hemp company and a beer company or something?
Yeah, I got beer, music, clothing. Let's see, studio, all that type of junk. And I'm thinking about doing some other stuff, but I got a weed line. I had to stop and renegotiate, but I had a weed line.
I can imagine an Afroman strain would do pretty fucking well.
Yeah.
So renegotiating doesn't sound like a bad idea to get the best deal for
While
yourself.
you're renegotiating, I'd like to throw my hat in there.
There you go.
I'd love to help come find a way to add some value for you.
All right. Appreciate it.
Well, that's the thing, I guess, at the point you're at now, you don't have to deal with people unless they add value, right? If they don't bring value to the table, what's the point of having them on your team?
Yeah, man. I want some serious Jesus points. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like if they not, because there's only so much time in a day.
Yeah.
So if you get God bless everybody, but some people they're not on your level business wise or whatever. So you're wasting time when you're talking to them, and they don't appreciate the value of you talking to them and trying to work with them and everything. So
Yeah.
yeah, man. But it don't take much sense to make sense. Somebody come up to me and they making some sense. I'm pretty sure we can do something. I call it uncommon sense now because it's not common no more.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah, man. Dude, I put common sense up against everything. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't got really no education. I got some common sense, and then I got girlfriends and homies and stuff with college degrees, and they don't have no effing common sense. They go to hair school, but when they graduate, they don't do hair.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people don't know what they want to do, or they don't have good intuition. Maybe
They spent a lot of time going down a path that they didn't want to go down, or they're not going to put it to use.
Yeah.
it's tough too. I mean, it's hard to in today's society. It's difficult for people to really pay attention or figure out what they're good at because they're just trying to survive.
Right.
That's,
Man, you gotta mess with something when you're a kid. I'm glad I started rapping in the 6th grade.
Yeah.
Like I got my kids, and every day I ask them, "What you want to be?" My son, he keeps yelling "athlete," and that's cool. But it's easy to just hurt yourself, man.
Yeah.
So it's like I want him to get something else. My daughter draws, but I worry about how are you gonna pay light bills? And it's like I don't want to leave them alone until they got some kind of plan.
yeah.
Because I've seen kids run around, play. Next thing you know, they're grown, and people are manipulating them for the worse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Girls got to go perform horrible acts with cats, and they didn't have no plan, and somebody's gonna take advantage of that to the worst.
Yeah.
And you don't want your child out there getting manipulated. By some. Think about what we do to a chick when she's out of money and she's with us. Like, well, baby,
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and so then now you don't want your daughter out there,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, out of money, no skills,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, if your daughter's an artist, that's good. I mean, if she's an artist and she's got you, that's pretty amazing. I mean, the opportunity that she has as an artist is way more than most kids would have.
Yeah.
Just to have you as an inspiration. My daughter's kind of an artist too, and she's, you know, I really encourage that, and you know, anytime she's creative, I always encourage her to be creative. She plays the drums, and she loves to paint and draw and stuff.
Yes.
And she's 6, so.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, some kind of way gotta figure out. I've been wanting my daughter to learn how to play the piano. A piano player can go make a living.
Yeah.
A guitar player needs a cool band. But a piano player can walk in and say, "Good evening," crack their knuckles.
Right.
La da 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 da. Da 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 da.
One cool thing about musicians today is if you're good, you can just create a YouTube channel and just play, and people will actually watch. You'll get paid just playing your instrument.
Not only that, some of them people will call you and say, "What are you doing Friday?"
Yeah, that too.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you want. That's what you want.
I agree with you though. The piano. So
What you
I
play?
don't. Yeah, I don't play now like I should, like you said. And I mean, I can get around a piano and then it becomes contagious again, and you start doing it. But I've been a lot of places that if you can play the piano, they'll pay. They didn't.
Oh,
As a matter
yeah.
of fact, depending on the type of place, you can do very, very well.
Dude, I want to take and go learn how to play a piano. You know, I can play the little junk I'm trying to play. I can be on there, dun, 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 dun. But like, I want to like really like. I don't think I want to read notes,
Yeah.
but I think I want to be like, no New Year's Day. You know, just
Yeah.
you know, sit down and play.
Yeah. See, and some people, you don't need to read the notes if you can feel it and you can get it right. But some people have to have the notes.
Right.
But that's them reading. That's for me. It's like if I go to build a Lego set, I need the instructions, right? If I get on the piano, I don't need to be able to read the music, right? But my son is the exact opposite, right? So you know, I guess it just depends on how you take to music.
Yeah.
You know, if I feel like you're the kind of guy with the experience you have that you just sit down. If you sit down long enough and enrich yourself in that environment, you'd have it.
Yeah, I can get it.
Seems like all the best guitarists and pianists and stuff. Well, I don't know about pianists, but guitarists, and drummers and stuff. A lot of those guys that don't know how to read music are really good. They've played it so much.
Because if you don't know how to
feel
read
it.
music, you're gonna play what you want to hear, and
Yeah.
if you play what you want to hear, you're gonna put your heart into it.
Yep.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Just take them old records off this year.
Right.
Like, that's just, you ain't gonna play that. You know, if you get the sheet music, you're gonna be like,
yeah,
just take those old records. You know, like, nah.
so many notes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If you feel it, you're gonna attack that keyboard. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how I play the drums. I don't know how to read music, and I just play the drums and enjoy it. It's just, for me, it's like a creative expression.
So
It's just fun.
Knowing how to you mentioned earlier you like to read, right? So I can read sheet music, but it doesn't do me any good because I can't translate that to a drum or guitar. I can only translate that to the piano if I have to, right? So that's the other problem with reading sheet music is you also have to know how to play those chords on the other instruments, right? That's a problem for me because I don't know how to do it on the guitar. I don't know how to do it, you know, on the drums. I don't fully get it how it applies to that. So that's the other. It's kind of handicaps you a little bit.
Yeah.
And but you were talking about enjoying reading, and we got off track. But what types of stuff do you like to read?
My latest book is How to Be a Gentleman.
Okay.
Interesting.
It trips me out just when you think you know. They'll say some stuff that, like, a gentleman does not drink his coffee with a spoon in the cup.
Who does?
I mean,
I'm like, okay.
I think the equivalent of that is having to stir. I've been guilty of that. I've done it with the spoon sometimes if I don't have my stir. Yeah. That's good to know. So I'm not a gentleman then. I gotta
A
work on it.
gentleman doesn't pass people in an aisle with his backside to their faces.
Huh.
See, I like that.
Unless you're on an airplane, then you can't help it.
A gentleman wouldn't do it.
You want to just walk straight.
A gentleman would be like, "How you doing, Bob?" Yeah. A gentleman is on time.
Ugh, I'm not a gentleman.
A a gentleman says excuse me when he gets a call and he excuses himself. Blah, blah, just some little funny stuff, you know.
I think my grandmother wrote that book.
Hey, you know what's funny? You know, I'm like, nobody don't know this bullshit. Then I'll do it. Some lady be like, thank you, sir. She'll stop and like make sure, like, I'm like, oh.
It worked.
It worked, yeah.
You had a good amount of success overseas. You still do a good amount of traveling. You get out.
I'm fixing to start going back over there. You know, like, you know, your family love you, but they don't give a fuck about you. You know, what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, I'm from the States. You know, everybody love me. They know me. They fro. You know what I'm saying? But I'm finna start going to different countries. I notice how like you go to a different country, it's like a new hot side chick that make your girl jealous. I went to Canada. Oh, Texas girl like Afro. So, yeah, you know, you'll play out. Like people be like, people will get over you.
Yeah.
And it's like, but then if they look and they see other people going crazy, they be like, hey, that's mine.
That's right.
And then they want to repossess you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with my friends, I've got to say, and I'll be like, you know, a dog doesn't want the bone he buried in the backyard until another dog comes sniffing. Right? Like, you know, we're not worried about that bone no more until somebody else is.
Yeah. And you're like, hey, that's mine.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, I can definitely see that.
What motivates you to create art and music? Or just to keep doing what you do?
I love it. You know, I love it like sex and food.
It's a compulsion.
Huh?
You can't help it. It's a compulsion.
It's what I can do. It's like if you was a carpenter. You might like skydiving and fishing and mechanic work, but you are a carpenter.
Yeah.
That's the one thing you can pull off. When you get through playing, it's time to really get some money. You can take a deep breath and be like, okay, this is your house. I'm gonna make it. And then bam, bam, bam. You are a carpenter. So that's the one thing I am. You know, you put a gun up to my head. I am a musician. I am a writer. That's how I pay my bills.
Right.
So that's the one thing. That's the one thing I can do, and I enjoy it too. You know, I love it, and so yeah, you know, I don't know if that answers your question.
No,
definitely, yeah.
There was another thing that came up in the Vice documentary that I was interested in because, you know, there's some stigmas with men being men and things like that. But you do, and I feel like you were ahead of the trend on it with the vision boards, man. You were cutting things out and pasting things up, the things that you wanted and the things that you were trying to obtain.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that? Is that a thing you found naturally on your own?
Man, nah, dude. You know, I grew up in church. I heard a few things. You know, seeking ye shall find, knocking the door will be open. If you got faith of a grain of mustard seed, you can say this mountain and be thou removed and cast. So in other words, faith, and not even religious faith, just faith.
Mm-hmm. Setting intentions.
Look,
Believe.
You think that dude don't know he finna dunk the flipping basketball when he go up there? You can tell by the way he bends over. You're like, everybody run for cover. This dude's finna tear this shit up. You can just see him bend over like, no, he got hella faith. He popping up. Bam! You got faith in your car keys, or else you wouldn't stick it in the switch.
Yeah.
And turn it. So like, you got faith, you can get a girl's number. You walk over there, hey baby, what's going on? You know, boom. And if you ain't got no faith, she gonna see that too.
That's right. It's confidence, right?
Yeah. It's you know. So just when you want to do it, and then you believe you can do it. You know what I'm saying? That helps a whole lot, as opposed to negative statements.
No, you're absolutely right. What you're saying it's like a lot of people, and I struggle with it too. It's like self doubt, but it's also self consciousness is a problem. Like self consciousness is like the stifle of art.
Man, I guess the best thing to do is to go for it and not care, then
Yeah.
to go for it again.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You know, I seen this poodle trying to hump this collie. Oh my God, it was the best thing, dude. He had just got his nails done. They took him to the groomer. He was the muddiest dog. He kept falling off that collie's ass. And his tongue would be hanging out, and he couldn't wait to try to jump back up there. You know, and that's the attitude we need to have.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, like you know, if at first you don't succeed, try again.
Yeah.
You know, a little kid trying to walk. Yeah, take a few steps. Well, then he runs through the house like Chucky and you can't catch him. Like he dropped his pacifier laughing at you. You know? like you can't catch me, man. You know, he keeps trying. And next thing you know, he can do it.
Yeah. I think faith is key. So your vision board kept you focused on what you had the faith that you knew you would be able to accomplish. And so your vision board was just the set of things that you found important, right?
Fantasizing is good.
Yeah, it is.
Sometimes you see them kids, they be playing the piano. They make the crowd sound good.
Yeah.
More of that, dude. Lock him in the room by himself. Give him a bunch of mirrors.
Yeah.
You know, fantasize. I fantasize me catching footballs. I'd be on the couch and I'd just fall all off the couch. And, oh, yeah. You know, but then I got 2 touchdowns in high school. I used to always want to run down the field like Deion Sanders. Always wanted to kick my legs up, you know.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to celebrate like Ernest Given. Ernest Given, he'd take the football, he'd put it between his legs, then he'd come back over his shoulder and dunk it over the goalpost. And then he'd land and he'd slide his leg. Then he'd start walking like he was jizzing himself or something, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But like, you know, I kept fantasizing about being able to do that. And they had some big linebackers for the school, John Muir, but they had a tiny free safety. But it didn't matter because they had the biggest linebackers.
Yeah.
And they kept blitzing every play. So real quick, the quarterback just dumped it to me. And that little free safety was right in front of me. And there was like Egyptian chariots behind me, cause like, you know what I'm saying? I could hear those cleats. And you know that spot in the field that ain't got no grass, it's like painted dirt. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I can hear it. I'm like, ain't no way I'm stopping for them dudes behind me, right? I got this damn football. And so I invited him to like a headbutt, you know, you do that little thing, you know. I was like, hey. So he did it back. I ran up to him, and right before I got to him, he closed his eyes. I sidestepped him. Deion Sanders! Deion Sanders! And I fantasized running like Deion Sanders until it literally came true.
So, so with performing, and when your break finally starts hitting, the song hits, the albums are selling, and then you finally get in front of these crowds. You'd been picturing that the whole time.
Yeah.
Did that as far as the anxiety or any of that goes, did you just feel at home when it come time to be in front of a crowd now?
I get anxiety. Malt liquor usually takes it away.
I hear that. Yeah.
Coke 45 and 2 zigzag. That's
yes,
the
sir.
real remedy. You know what I'm saying? But it wears off. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't have no liquor or weed, it'll eventually wear off.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, sometimes if you don't have your head right, it comes off to the crowd like they're sitting there looking at you, but you're not doing that thing that makes them.
Right.
You know, you're worried about your head is somewhere else. I wonder if mom paid the light bill. You know.
Yeah.
But when my head is into it, and I'm like, yeah, and I'm singing with the guy on the front row. That's man. Then I move to the girl, and I'm rapping good. Yeah, it's good.
What's the biggest audience you've performed in front of?
You did some festivals that were.
It's
pretty
gonna
hard.
probably be when I was with Snoop Dogg. I don't know what town, but it was an arena, and arenas jinx me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can rap all day at a bar.
Mm.
You know, I'm a good old boy. I'm, good blue collar worker. I don't mind. I'm a real man. I'm a sing, and I ain't scared to sing for a small crowd. That damn arena F's me up.
It's different.
You all them people looking at you, and you can't touch them. You can't. There's no. You're just
There's
this
distance.
dork on this fucking stage. But
And the sound travels differently in those big rooms too.
yeah, it echoes and vibrates, and you gotta like try to help people party with reverb.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Lots of reverb, right?
Yeah, or something weird. It's like, they sitting there looking at you. You're trying to get into it. But yeah, I think I played with Snoop. At first, they told me, they was like, all right. And they're like, yeah, you open up for Snoop. I was all happy. Yeah. The guy goes, okay, man, you going first. And he like, 10 minutes. I'm like, 10 minutes?
Damn.
And like, I made me a set list where I sung one verse of Because I Got High. I sung The Room. And then I played my guitar solo. And then I stopped. And then I did my Jan verse and Crazy Rap. And then I stopped that. Then I played the guitar. I made it a tight ass 10 minutes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And it was like, what I didn't want to admit was more people saw me trying to find their seats at Snoop Dogg's show than my biggest show. It was like 40,000 people like, who the fuck is that? I'm like, oh, you motherfuckers, will you sit down? Yeah, man.
What's your favorite show you've played? Like the top one, the one that's the most memorable.
I was in Chico one time, and like everything went perfect. It was like a college game that went perfect at home. Nothing but first downs all game.
Ripping
long.
down the goalpost.
Just good, just a good fucking game. And I'm rapping. I'm playing my guitars, my solos. People are yelling. I'm throwing first downs. And I was doing Because I Got High. The show was almost over. I'm like, Because I Got High. Then I tripped over the monitor and I fell. I had both feet in the air. I was like, Because I got high. And it was over. People thought I did that shit on purpose. Like, I don't know who stopped and got roses that night, but somebody always buy roses and tomatoes, you know. Like, it was like 5 roses on the stand. Like, oh my God.
That's awesome, man.
Bravo.
Wow.
So you said you write you put set lists together. Is that still a thing you do? Are you good going out? So you're doing a show tonight at the Elm Street Lounge. Booking Master brought you in. Thanks for getting Afroman in here. We appreciate that. So do you still do set lists and all that?
I do, because I have 3 feet in the circle. One is the industry. The industry is paying me to. Some guy might have some money and he might pay me to sing a song. So even though the crowd may not know that song, sometimes it can make business sense to sing that song.
Mm-hmm.
But if I get caught up in my regular, I'll forget to sing his song. He'll get mad because I'm not promoting the song. Boom, boom, boom. So there's what the future is paying you to do.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's what the crowd wants to hear. Then there's what you want to sing. Because I don't like the waitress that don't like her job.
Yeah.
I need to be happy while I'm up there. So I need to go through my career and be like, this song makes me happy when I sing it. This song. So I do 3. I do industry, me, and the crowd. I stop and ask the crowd, like, what y'all want to hear? And they start yelling out all kind of shit. I'll be drunk like but that's been working here lately.
I mean, that's
cool.
fantastic to hear, man. Because I think that's important. I'm a comedian. I've been doing it for a little while, And for a long time, man, couldn't get me off my shit. I was only going to do what I was going to do. I didn't give a fuck what was good for the show.
Right.
And then when I started learning basically what you just described, I never put it so eloquently, but those 3 points are really the right mixture of the way to do it.
Nobody can get mad at you. You're asking them what they want to hear. You're catering to them. A waiter walks up to you. What do you want? How you want those eggs?
Yeah.
He serves you.
Yeah.
So you serve your crowd, cause what y'all want to hear, cause all of this shit I'm saying, you might not even want to hear that shit. So they'll tell me, and then I notice how when I do that, nobody's mad. No, no fuckboy comments on the internet that night. Great show, fire. Boom. Take care of business, man. Make them happy. So you sing what they want to hear, you sing what you want to hear. And then, you get your future money. Yeah, you got people investing money in you. You want to keep that going.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those are the 3 elements to my set list.
It's a great answer, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Do you still play your guitar when you
Yes.
perform? Nice.
Yes. Yes, I do.
Very cool.
And my nails ain't getting too long. Yeah. Yes, I do. A lot of playing.
Where did you pick up, like what style inspired you the most for guitar?
A combination. I think I specialize in soul, blues, and funk.
Okay.
I like it all, but that's what I can manufacture.
That's cool. Those are all great. Yeah, funk guitar is really cool. Like really fun.
Funk is electricity meets soul.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? James Brown, bad grandkids got that synthesizer. And that's funk.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, man. James Brown has like the organic instruments. Boom, boom, bing, 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 boom, boom. So yeah, when it's organic, I say organic funk is soul, and then when the little young kids get them synthesizers and drum machines, then they put electricity to the soul, that's gonna be funk. Y'all check out Roger and Zapp.
What Roger and Zapp?
All right.
Roger
yeah.
and Zapp.
We can link to it below, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I read something that I was interested in, that you were influenced by Bobby McFerrin. Is that a...
Yeah.
I was a big fan of his growing up, man.
Yeah, I guess, you look at football, you look at golf. You look at Emmitt Smith running, getting hits, and then you look at Tiger Woods like, how you doing? And then, like, I know you, if your ego don't get in the way, the smarter choice would probably be the golf, even though I like football more. But, you probably have less injuries playing the golf and everything. So, like, I thought about Bohemian Rhapsody. Bismillah, we will not let you go. All of that opera and all of that music theory, all of that stuff. And then some guy just goes, here's a little song I wrote. You won't want to learn it. I tripped on how sometimes being simple can do just as much or more than, being complicated or complex.
Oh, yeah. The Beatles. Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of them all. And I always loved when a dude didn't, like, put too much on it. I spent a lifetime looking for you. Single bars and good time lovers were never true. No fancy ass words. Mm-hmm. The truth punch you in the stomach, man. You know what I'm saying? Or any good sitting in the morning sun. I'll be sitting with. I notice how a lot of humanity. It's always good to use less words as possible. You go up to a stop sign. It don't say, could you please stop, motherfucker? Stop.
Yep.
Go.
Be concise.
Caution. Yeah, one word.
Yeah.
Or less words.
Yeah.
One way. no U-turn. Boom, boom, boom. It get across to people.
Simplistic.
Well, in comedy, it's economy of words, right? So
I was watching Barry McFerrin. He's still traveling around, and he goes around and he gets these auditoriums, and he'll play the audience. He'll get this part of the audience to make a sound, and then he'll get this other, and he plays them like an orchestra. It's really fantastic. So when I read that you were a fan of his, it was an interesting thing.
Your landlord say your rent is late. He might have to litigate.
Yeah, man.
One good vocabulary word in there just to let you know, like he's not ignorant. Like, he's just taking it easy. Me and my dad, he was always, he always took care of business, so he kind of mean and stern. But that was one of the good times we had us a good moment. We'd laugh at. He'd be like, he'd overdo it. He'd like, hey, Joseph, sing that Jamaican. He said, "He the little song I wrote." You might want to learn it note for note. Don't worry. What else was the landlord say your rent is late? It was another good line in there. One of them. But yeah, man, I love that song.
Hell yeah.
Well, man, it's been a pleasure having you in here. We thank you so much.
Blessing for us, for sure.
Being on the show. And
Beautiful.
is there anything you want to, before we wrap up? Is there anything you want to tell people, like anything you want to promote or?
Go get my new album, Lemon Pound Cake.
All right.
OG Afroman on Instagram, OG Afroman on Facebook, OG Afroman on TikTok. And yeah, man, stay down with me like 4 flat tires and 2 spare inner tubes.
Absolutely. I know you have to get to your show. So, again, thanks so much for coming on the show.
All right, no problem.
It's been a pleasure.
All right.
Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe. We'll see you next week.
Later, guys.
Bye, guys.